Hi everybody, this is Jeff from the Front Range Community College Library, and we're going to talk today about how to use Newsbank, the newspaper database, to generate some MLA citations. So I've already done a search here in some Colorado newspapers, and I've brought up some articles. So I'm going to open up an article here. And once this article opens up, it gives us the text of the article. And then if you scroll down and look over here on the right, you'll see this link that says bibliography export, and that is where your citation generator would be. It's a little bit strange and not necessarily intuitive, but what you do in the text of the article, scroll down on the right, and down here at the bottom you'll find bibliography export. If I click on that, I can click MLA Citations, and it's going to bring up an attempt at a citation, and we'll have to do some editing to it. It's pretty good, it's pretty close. So it gave us the citation here. What I'm going to do, you don't need this part up here, but just highlight this part down here. I highlighted that, I right clicked on it, and I'm going to copy. I'm going to go into my works cited page at the end of my paper in Word, and I'm going to paste this citation in. Okay, and you can see we're going to have to do a little work to make this correct. One thing is that first thing I noticed, it added an extra line in there. So I'm going to take that out. Now we're going to fix this text because it's not the same font. It's an Arial, should be in Times New Roman. So we can highlight that, go up here to the font area, change it to Times New Roman, 12 point. Okay, it's looking pretty good. The other thing we need to do, we need to make sure that it's double spaced, which it's not, it's single spaced here. And we need to add a hanging indent, which means the second line needs to be indented over, and any future lines. So I'm going to highlight this, go to paragraph here, and the paragraph arrow here, and the indentation should be set to 0, that's right, but the special indentation should be set to hanging indent, 1/2 inch, that's correct, and we're going to set the line spacing to double. And then I always click this little box that says don't add space between paragraphs of the same style, so that it doesn't try to add any extra little lines in there. Okay, so it's looking a lot better now. We got the author. Now let's just take a look here. Now let's check for grammatical errors, spelling errors. In MLA, all the important words in the title should be capitalized, so some of these are not. So we're going to go through here, capitalize all these words, everything except articles like a, an, and the. If it was APA, you would only capitalize the first letter of the first word, but in MLA, we need all these important words capitalized. And I think, and we're going to leave in not capitalized. Okay, so there we go. Everything's looking pretty good here, and that's a pretty good looking citation. Let's go back here and take a look at some others. So I'm back here at this citation. I'm going to close that and then go back to my database here. Let's go back to the list of the articles, back to results. Now that one was a pretty good one because there was an author listed. Sometimes I did a little testing on these, that's why some of these are purple. Sometimes, or very commonly with newspapers, a staff writer will write it and they won't list the author's name. That's just how newspapers work a lot of times. A lot of times they've just, someone who works there wrote the article. Notice here we don't see any author listed. So if I was going to cite this, Newsbank will kind of not quite know how to cite the author. We'll have to do a little more fixing. So if I click bibliography export on this article and click MLA Citations, it's come up with a pretty good looking citation, but look how it says last name, first name. It doesn't know what to do there. Since there is no last name and first name, it has its format kind of messed up. What you would do in that case is just put the title in place of the author. So all I would have to do is highlight this far. I wouldn't need that last name. Certainly don't copy that to put in your citation. So I'm just going to copy this without the last name, first name. Go in here, and then I'm going to drop that in here, and I would just have that in place of the author since we don't have an author. So with this, I'm going to go ahead and do what we did before, Times New Roman, 12 point. And it's already, because we had told Word earlier how to set up this citation, the next one came in with the same kind of formatting, which is nice, but you could double check that by going in here to paragraph, hanging indent, half an inch, double space, don't add extra space. Okay, everything's already set. Now we're going to have to go through here again and capitalize all the important words. And this section, that doesn't look right, so what we can do is, those letters should not all be capitalized like that. So it was in section A of the paper. And just kind of check it over for accuracy. That looks like a couple of pretty good citations. So those are the two ways you're going to find citations, and they're listed with an author and without an author. And hopefully that helps you get going on setting up your MLA citations from the database Newsbank. Please contact me if you have any questions on this.